Let us start chemistry chapter gaseous state. In gaseous state, let us continue Gram's law of diffusion. Let us continue Gram's law of diffusion. In Gram's law of diffusion, we are continuing. In this, let us take some gas, some helium gas we are taking. Here pressure is pressure of this is some 2 atmosphere. In this vessel, let us take some helium gas we will take. This pressure is how much means 3 atmosphere. Here some other gas is there. Here some other gas is present. Now, here let us make a tiny hole. So what happens means effusion takes place. Effusion takes place. Let us consider that this volume and this volume are equal. This temperature and this temperature are equal. This volume of helium gas same. Temperature of helium gas same. Like this is there. Area of this tiny hole and the area of this tiny hole remains same. Area of the tiny hole remains same. Let us think. Now this helium gas is going for diffusion like this. This helium gas is going for diffusion like this. Now how the rate of diffusion will be there? What is the rate of diffusion here? What is the rate of diffusion here, you think? Here pressure of helium gas is high, 3 atmosphere. Here pressure of helium gas is low, 2 atmosphere. Now how do we feel about rate of diffusion? Rate of diffusion. Here see that you have taken helium gas at 2 atmosphere. Here you have taken helium gas at 3 atmosphere. Both have same volume. Both have same temperature. Pressure is low. Pressure of helium gas is low. Pressure of helium gas is high. Here area of tiny hole. Here area of tiny hole same. Same like this will take. This helium gas is going for diffusion. This helium gas is going for diffusion. Now what about the rate of diffusion? What about rate of diffusion? Do you think that the rate of diffusion will be same or different? This helium gas will go for diffusion? No. That will be in what rate it will go. That means you are saying that here it is more, here it is more, here it is less. That means shall we say that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure? Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure, shall we say? Now you are saying that rate of diffusion is more here, rate of diffusion is less here, because here pressure of helium is low, pressure of helium is high. So shall we say rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure or inversely proportional to pressure? What shall we say? Okay. So you are saying that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. Sir, okay. So we came to know that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. We came to know that. So now we can say if we take here rate of diffusion is R1 and the pressure is P1, we will take. Therefore, we can say R1 is directly proportional to P1. Here rate of diffusion will take R2, pressure will take P2. Then we can say rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure, we can say. Then R1 by P1 is equal to some constant. Here R2 by P2 is equal to some constant, so that we can say R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2. Like this we can say. Relative rates. This R1 by R2 is called relative rates of diffusion. R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2. Like this we can get an idea. Sir, okay. Next case we will take another vessel. We are taking another vessel here. Here one vessel we will take. So two vessels we have taken. Two vessels we have taken here. Next we will take gas. We will take. Here we are taking some helium gas. Some helium gas. This pressure is how much means 2 atmosphere. Here we will take some neon gas. We will take. Here pressure is equal to some 3 atmosphere, shall we say. Here some gas is present. Here also some gas is present. Next here this volume is equal to this volume. This temperature is equal to this temperature. Like this we will consider. Now how the rate of diffusion will be there, that point we will see. Now let us remove this partition. Let us remove the partition. Let us remove this partition. Let the gas undergo, let helium gas undergo intermixing. Let helium gas undergo diffusion. Let us remove this partition. Let this neon gas undergo diffusion. Now, how the rate of diffusion will be there, that we have to see. How the rate of diffusion here, how the rate of diffusion here, and how the rate of diffusion here will be there. Will it be same or different? What do you think? In which case, if you say it is different, in which place it is high? In which place rate of diffusion will be high? That is, you see that you have taken here helium gas, you have taken here helium gas, you have taken here neon gas. This volume of helium gas, volume of neon gas same. Temperature of helium gas, temperature of neon gas same. Here, now, here pressure of gas, pressure of helium gas is 2 atmosphere, pressure of neon gas is 3 atmosphere. Now you are saying the answer that rate of diffusion here is more when compared to this, you are saying. Okay, we will let us see whether it is correct or wrong. Here pressure is more, here pressure is less. So due to pressure, these molecules are having more tendency of intermixing when compared to these molecules. At the same time, you see that another point also we have to see, that is this molecular mass is nearly 20 AMU. This atomic mass is nearly 4 AMU. That means this point says that how this point is there. See, it is having less mass. This atom is having less mass. Less mass is less means faster the movement. This mass is more. This mass is more than this, so it will move slowly. Therefore, here rate of diffusion depending on which factors do you feel? Rate of diffusion of this gas as well as rate of diffusion of this gas depending on pressure only, or depending even on some other factor? What do you think? Here volume term is remaining same. Okay, temperature term is remaining same. Temperature term is remaining same. Now what are the difference in the sense pressure of gas is different, and even atomic mass, that means molecular mass also different. If here molecular mass, here atomic mass is high, here atomic mass is higher than this, mass is more means it will move. It will move in what way? Mass is more in the sense it will move in what way? Less way. The mass is more means movement will become less. Mass is less means movement will become more. Okay. So you are saying that equal diffusion cell. Now we will check that point also. Now here we can say that first we will compare with the pressure. We will compare with the pressure in what way it will be there. With the pressure in what way it will be there. That point we will compare. Rate of diffusion with the pressure. With respect to pressure, if we say rate of diffusion and pressure are directly proportional or inversely proportional, that point alone we will see first. With respect to pressure, here pressure is 2 atmosphere, here pressure is 3 atmosphere. Here pressure is more when compared to this. With respect to pressure, this gas is going for a higher extent of diffusion when compared to this. Sir, with respect to pressure, we are saying that the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. Sir. Next point, we will say that with respect to molecular mass, this mass is more when compared to this. Mass is high in the sense movement will become slow. Okay, its mass is more when compared to this. Mass is more in the sense movement will become slow. Therefore, with respect to molecular mass, how the rate of diffusion will be there? With respect to molecular mass, how the rate of diffusion will be there, that you think? Do you say that directly proportional or inversely proportional with respect to molecular mass? See that if stout person in the sense how stout person will walk, you see. Lean person is there means how he will walk, you see. With respect to that, you say. Okay, so you are saying that its mass is more, therefore it is moving slowly. Its mass is less, therefore it is moving faster. Therefore rate of diffusion and molecular mass are inversely proportional, you are saying. So rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. It is a relation. Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to 1 by square root of molecular mass. So rate of diffusion depending on pressure as well as molecular mass. That is the relation we got. Rate of diffusion depending on pressure here, rate of diffusion depending on molecular mass. So rate of diffusion depending on pressure as well as molecular mass. So we can get an idea that we can have an idea that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure by square root of molecular mass. So now for helium gas, it is the first gas. It is the first gas. For first gas, let us substitute the values. R1 is directly proportional to P1 by square root of M1. It is the second gas we will take. For second gas, we will substitute R2 is directly proportional to P2 by square root of M2. Like this we will get. Then we can have an idea that from these two, we will have an idea R1 is equal to some constant into pressure by P1 by square root of molecular mass. Here R2 is equal to some constant into P2 by square root of molecular mass. Next, we will say that from these two, we will come to an idea that R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into square root of M2 by M1. Square root of M2 by M1. It is the relation we got when pressure and molecular mass are different. When pressure and molecular mass are different, what is the relation means R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into square root of M2 by M1. Okay, so this is the relation we got. When pressure and molecular mass are different, we will get a relation R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into square root of M2 by M1. That is the relation we got. Sorry, okay. Next we will take here in this vessel, we will take a gas. We are taking a gas. Here a tiny hole is present. We are taking here oxygen gas. Here some other gas is present. Oxygen gas we have taken. Sorry, okay. Now in this, let us take another vessel. Another vessel we are taking. Let us take here a nitrogen gas. Let us take nitrogen gas. Let us take some other gas is present. Now we will see that here area of tiny hole. Here area of tiny hole. If you see that here less, here more. Here less, it is more. Sorry, okay. Now with respect to area of tiny hole, we will see. With respect to area of tiny hole, how the rate of diffusion will be there. That point we will see. Next, here pressure will take. Here pressure will take us some 2 atmosphere. Will take. Here pressure will take us some 3 atmosphere. Will take. Okay. Now rate of diffusion we will see. Now rate of diffusion with respect to pressure, that point we'll see. And before that, other terms we will see. Air volume is equal to air volume. Like this we'll take. Here temperature of oxygen gas is equal to this temperature of oxygen gas, we will say. Here pressure of oxygen gas, pressure of nitrogen gas is different. So rate of diffusion depending on pressure, that relation we got, rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. Here molecular mass of oxygen, here molecular mass of nitrogen different. We got a relation, rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. This relation we got already. So rate of diffusion and molecular mass relation, rate of diffusion and pressure relation we got. So now we will go for an idea. We will go for another relation, rate of diffusion and area of tiny hole. That relation we'll see. How that relation will be there, that we'll see. Okay. Here oxygen gas is diffusing through this, oxygen gas is effusing through this tiny hole. Here nitrogen gas is effusing through this tiny hole. Here area of hole is less, here area of hole is more. So now you say that will the rate of diffusion, will it depend on area of tiny hole or not? That you think. Rate of diffusion, rate of this diffusion depending on this area of tiny hole or not, that you think. If it is depending, in what way they will depend? That means directly proportional or inversely proportional. How do you feel? If area of tiny hole, here area with respect to area of tiny hole, you say how the rate of diffusion will be there. In the, it is first case you take, it is second case you take. Okay, so you are saying that they are directly proportional. That means rate of diffusion is directly proportional to area of tiny hole, you are saying. So from this we will get a relation that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure of gas, area of tiny hole by square root of molecular mass, square root of molecular mass. It is the first gas we will take. For the first gas we will have an idea R1 is directly proportional to pressure of first gas, area of tiny hole by square root of molecular mass. It is the second gas we will take. For second gas, we can get the formula R2 is directly proportional to pressure of second gas, area of tiny hole by square root of molecular mass we got. Next, we will replace proportionality by proportionality constant. So R1 is equal to some K into P1 A1 by square root of molecular mass of first gas. Then R2 is equal to some constant into pressure of second gas, area of tiny hole by square root of molecular mass of second gas that we got. Now relative rates we will see. Now R1 by R2 is equal to R1 by R2 is equal to what we can say means P1 by P2 into area of tiny hole A1 by A2 into square root of molecular mass M2 by M1. Like this relation we got. That means rate of diffusion depending on pressure, depending on area of tiny hole, depending on molecular mass. That is the relation we got. So R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into A1 by A2 into square root of M2 by M1. That relation we got. Next we will go for next Graham's law continuation. We'll see in the continuation. We will take a vessel here. We have taken a vessel here. Let us take here gas. Gas we will take. Let us consider like this. We will consider this is the area of tiny hole. This tiny hole is having certain area. Another vessel we will consider. Another vessel we have considered. In this vessel, let us take some other gas. Some other gas will take this tiny hole is having some area. So here we are taking gas, here also we are taking gas. In both places we have taken gas. Here we will take hydrogen gas. This pressure is equal to some 2 atmosphere we will take. Here we will take some other gas we will take. Suppose we are taking Cl2 gas. Cl2 gas, this pressure is equal to 3 atmosphere we will say 3 atmosphere. Then this vessel, in this vessel, this temperature of this gas is equal to some 27 degrees Celsius. We will take temperature of this gas is equal to some 37 degrees Celsius. We will take. So like this is there. Next, next we will see like this is there. Now volume of this gas is equal to volume of this gas. Like this condition we will take. How the rate of diffusion will be there, that point we have to see. Here pressure of this gas is different, therefore rate of diffusion will be different. So rate of diffusion depending on pressure, that is directly proportional, that we know. So next one is molecular. This hydrogen gas molecular mass is 2 AMU. This chlorine gas molecular mass is 71 AMU. So molecular mass is different. This molecular mass is 2 AMU. This molecular mass is 71 AMU. Molecular mass is different. Molecular mass is different means rate of diffusion also different. In what way? That is related in the sense rate is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. Sorry, okay. Next area of tiny hole we will see here. This area, this whole tiny hole area is less. This tiny hole area is more. This tiny hole area is less. Here less, here more. So area of tiny hole is different means rate of diffusion is different. So rate of diffusion is directly proportional to area of tiny hole. That point we know. Next, we will see the temperature. Here temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Here temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Temperature is different. Temperature is different means kinetic energy is different. Kinetic energy is different means velocity of gas molecules are different. Therefore, rate of diffusion is depending on direct temperature. Sorry, okay. Now, how the rate of diffusion depending on temperature, that point we have to see. What is the relation between rate of diffusion and temperature? What do you think? Here temperature you see. In this place you are seeing the temperature. Here you are seeing the temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Here you are seeing the temperature 37 degrees Celsius. We can say that temperature here is more, here temperature is here is less. Sir, okay. Now next point you will see. Sir, okay. You are saying that they are directly proportional. You are saying we will check that point. We have to check that point. Okay. Now we will see that here in this place how the temperature is means temperature is more here, temperature of gas is high. In this place temperature of gas is low, so here kinetic energy of gas molecules high, here kinetic energy of gas molecules low. So velocity of gas molecules. Velocity of gas molecules high. Velocity of gas molecules low. Velocity of gas molecules low. Velocity high means number of collisions with other molecules. Number of collisions with other molecules will be high. Number of collisions will be high. Here number of collisions will be low. Number of collisions will be low. Therefore, due to more number of collision taking place means direction of movement will be changing. Therefore, extent of random motion is more. Extent of random motion is less. Extent of random motion is less. Random motion is more in the sense proper motion will be less. Here random motion is less in the sense proper motion will be more. Now you say how the gas molecules will move in this way. How the gas molecules will move in this way. How the gas molecules will move in this way. Now say what is the relation between rate of diffusion and temperature. Rate of diffusion and temperature, in what way they are related? Are they directly proportional or are they inversely proportional? Now you think that here in this case, this gas should go via this tiny hole. This gas should go via this tiny hole. Similarly, this gas should go via this tiny hole. That means this is indicating that via tiny hole in the sense it is coming under proper motion or random motion, you think. So here see temperature more means kinetic energy more, so velocity more. Therefore, velocity more means more number of collisions. Due to collisions, what happens to the random motion, you think? Now, due to more number of collisions, what happens to the random motion? That point we have to see. Now we will see that now one gas molecule is there. It is moving like this. Due to collision with this molecule, its direction is changing. Suppose here one molecule is there, means due to collision with this molecule, this direction is changing. Due to another molecular collision, the direction is changing. Due to another molecular collision, direction is changing. Due to another molecular collision, direction is changing. That means if the velocity is high, if the velocity is high, number of collisions will be high. Collision is changing the direction of path. Collision is changing the direction of movement. Due to that, what happens to the random motion, you think? This due to collision, what happens? Path of the movement changes. Path of the movement changes in the sense random motion increasing. Random motion increasing means proper motion, what happens? Proper motion means particular direction. Proper motion decreasing. Proper motion decreases. Proper motion decreases means moving via tiny hole, what will happen? Moving via tiny hole is called proper motion or random motion. That you think. Moving via tiny hole is called proper motion or random motion. That point you think. Moving via tiny hole is called proper motion or tiny motion. That point also we have to see now. Moving via tiny hole. So moving via tiny hole means proper motion only, no? So proper motion in the sense how the proper motion is there here, you see. How the temperature is there here, you see. When the temperature is low, how the proper motion is there, you see. Now you relate the rate of diffusion and rate of diffusion or rate of effusion with the temperature. So in what way they are related? Rate with the temperature, how they will be related? Will they be directly proportional or inversely proportional? You see that rate of proper motion, what happens, you see? Rate of proper motion. So shall we say that rate of diffusion and the temperature are depending? In what way they are depending? Shall we say that inversely proportional or directly proportional? In what way shall we say? Now you see that this hydrogen gas should move via this tiny hole, isn't it? This hydrogen gas should move via this tiny hole. Similarly, this chlorine gas should move via this tiny hole. So how this is called proper motion. This moving via tiny hole is called proper motion. How the proper motion will be there with respect to temperature, that you see. So temperature and proper motion are like this present. Temperature is high means proper motion becoming less. Proper motion becoming less means how the rate of diffusion and temperature will be there. So what is a relation? What is a relation in the sense rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of temperature. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of temperature. Sorry, okay. Now we got a relation among all the parameters. Rate of diffusion with the pressure, molecular mass, area of cross section, and temperature we got. Temperature we got. Now see that rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to molecular mass. Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to area of cross section or area of tiny hole. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of temperature. So we are getting the relation that we are getting relation. What is a relation in the sense R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 pressure, then area of tiny hole A1 by A2 into molecular mass relation, that is M2 by M1, into temperature relation, that is T2 by T1. It is under different conditions. So if you take different conditions, rates of diffusion depending on these like these parameters. Sir, okay. So we are getting the relation R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into A1 by A2 into square root of M2 by M1 into T2 by T1. This is Gram's law of diffusion. Sir, okay. So far what are the gas laws we discussed in the sense Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac law, Dalton's law of partial pressures, Gram's law of diffusion. These are gas laws. If the gas obeys these gas laws, then they are called what in the sense ideal gas. If they are not obeying, that is called a real gas. Sir, okay. Now, ideal gas is explained by I explained theoretically by kinetic molecular theory. So, kinetic molecular theory explaining ideal gas theoretically. So, this kinetic molecular theory we will see. This kinetic molecular theory considers gas molecules as what means gas molecules are tiny molecules and gas molecules are discrete molecules. Gas molecules are discrete molecules. Discrete in the sense molecules are separate with each other. Molecules are having individual behavior. Individual behavior. So one molecule is will be one molecule. Each molecule is being isolated from other molecule. Each molecule is being separated from other molecule. Like this is there. That is called discrete. That means it is one molecule means another molecule will be here. So one molecule, another molecule like this not possible. Discrete means separate. Sorry, discrete means separate. We said so. Gas molecules are tiny and discrete. Okay, gas molecules are tiny and discrete. Next, there is no interaction among gas molecules. There is no interaction among gas molecules. That means among the gas molecules there is no attraction, there is no repulsion. Like this kinetic molecular theory says, no interaction in the sense attraction is not present, repulsion is not present. That is the meaning. Sir, then gas molecules undergoing collision. Gas molecules are undergoing collision. Due to collision, gas molecules are having random motion. Due to collision, gas molecules are having random motion. Sir, okay. Then this collision is whether this collision is elastic collision or inelastic collision, that we will see. This collision is elastic collision. What is the meaning of elastic and inelastic? What is the meaning of elastic and inelastic? We will see. Elastic collision means what, that we will see. We will consider one molecule here. It is one molecule. Let us consider here one molecule. It is another molecule. Between these two molecules, collision takes place. They are coming for collision. They are coming for collision. Due to collision, for one molecule, kinetic energy getting lost. For another molecule, kinetic energy getting gain. If loss of kinetic energy and gain of kinetic energy are equal, then if loss of kinetic energy and gain of kinetic energy are equal, then the collision is called elastic collision. Then the collision is called elastic collision. Among the gas molecules, elastic collision is possible. That is said by kinetic molecular theory. Sir, okay. Then gas molecules are making collision on the wall of the vessel. Due to collision, gas molecules are exerting pressure. Gas molecules are making collision on wall of the vessel. Therefore, gas molecules are exerting pressure. Then gas molecules are having kinetic energy. The kinetic energy is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Absolute temperature in the sense unit of temperature is Kelvin. So kinetic energy of gas molecules is directly proportional to what in the sense absolute temperature. So okay. Next, volume of gas. Volume of gas we will see. Volume of gas and volume occupied by gas molecules. That point we will see. Okay. So next point we are seeing that. Next point is volume occupied by gas molecules. Volume occupied by gas molecules. Volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. These 2 points let us see. Volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. These 2 points let us check. Now let us consider the vessel. Let us consider the vessel. In this vessel, gas molecules are present. Okay. In this vessel, gas molecules are present like this. Gas molecules are present like this. The gas molecules are tiny and discrete. This point you see that gas molecules are tiny and discrete. That means each molecule size will be very low. That is the point. Okay. Now, here we can say the volume of this gas molecule is this much. Volume of this gas molecule is this much. Volume of gas means this vessel is called volume of gas. So this is called a volume of gas. This is called volume of vessel. This volume of vessel is called volume of gas. Because why volume of vessel is called volume of gas in the sense this, suppose if you take this gas molecule can move throughout this volume anywhere to anywhere, isn't it? Can we say that this gas molecule will be present here only for a long time? No. We can say that the gas molecule can move throughout this vessel to anywhere it will move. Therefore, volume of vessel is equal to volume of gas. Then volume occupied by gas molecules. Volume occupied by gas molecules we'll see. So volume occupied by gas molecules we want. So how to find? How to find volume occupied by gas molecules? Let us bring all the gas molecules to this place. One molecule, second molecule, third molecule, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. It is a volume occupied by gas molecules. Now we got volume occupied by gas molecules. Now you say that volume occupied by gas molecules we got. And volume of gas also we got. Now let us relate these two. In what way we will see. See, it is the volume occupied by gas molecules. It is the volume occupied by gas molecules. It is the volume of vessel. Otherwise volume of gas. It is the volume of vessel, otherwise volume of gas. Now say volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of vessel or volume of gas. In what way they are related? Volume of vessel is this much. Volume of gas is this much. Now let us relate the volume of gas with the volume of, let us relate volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. Let us relate. In what way they will be related? Shall we say that volume occupied by gas molecules is less than volume of gas? Shall we say? In what way shall we say, you think? Volume occupied by gas molecules is less than volume of gas, shall we say? Or greater than, shall we say? Or volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible to volume of gas, shall we say? What shall we say? What do you think? Now, you know that gas can be highly compressible. Gas is highly compressible. So, since it is having higher compressing ability, by applying pressure, we can convert gas into liquid. Okay. Now say volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. These two relation we will see how they will be related. That point we will see. Volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. That means now you see the gas molecule, each molecule is called tiny and discrete. Tiny in the sense that we cannot see that size will be very much low. Sorry, okay. Gas molecule size will be very much low. And between gas molecules, distance will be very, very high. Because gas can be compressed to large extent. we can compress the gas easily. We can compress the gas easily. That means between gas molecules, empty gap is large. Distance between gas molecules is high. Empty gap is high. So now see that gas molecule size is tiny. Between gas molecules, empty gap is more. So distance between gas molecules is high. So empty space is more. Therefore, if you bring all the gas molecules here, volume of gas molecules, volume occupied by gas molecules are this one. Volume of vessel is this much. Volume of vessel is this much, or the volume of gas is this much. Now you compare volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of gas. Shall we say less, or shall we say greater? Shall we say negligible? What shall we say? What do you think? Volume occupied by gas molecules, or what when compared to volume of gas? Shall we say that less than, or shall we say that greater than, or shall we say that negligible? What point you will say? One student said negligible. What about others? Now, the volume occupied by gas molecules less than. This is one possibility. Less than one possibility. Negligible one possibility, or greater than that possibility is not there. Greater than possibility not there. Okay. One student says that less than volume occupied by gas molecules is less than volume of gas. Another student says negligible. So both are correct. Both are correct. Why? Because volume occupied by gas molecules less than volume of gas. It is correct. Volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible to volume of gas. It is also correct. But volume occupied by gas molecules greater than volume of gas, it is never possible. Sir, okay. Now, kinetic molecular theory considers in what way? That point we'll see. Kinetic molecular theory says that gas molecules are tiny and discrete. So, there is no attraction between gas molecules. There is no attraction between gas molecules. And in the gas, empty space is very large. Empty space is huge. Huge magnitude is empty space. Empty space is very large. Sir, empty space is very large. Empty space is very large. That means kinetic molecular theory considers in what way? In the sense the volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible to volume of gas. It is not considering like this. Kinetic molecular theory considers like this. Why kinetic molecular theory considers like this? Means there is no attraction between gas molecules. When attraction is not possible, when attraction between gas molecules is not possible as per kinetic molecular theory, there is no interaction. That means there is no attraction between gas molecules. When attraction is not possible, if the gas molecule size is very much low. That's why kinetic molecular theory says gas molecule is a tiny molecule. If the gas molecule size is very low, we said, and it is highly compressible in the sense the distance between gas molecules is very high, then if you bring all the gas molecules one place, it is taking this much volume. So volume occupied by gas molecules is negligible to volume of gas. Volume occupied is negligible in the sense most of the space is empty. Therefore, empty space is very large. Empty space is very large. That's what kinetic molecular theory says. We can convert gas into liquid. We can convert gas into liquid in the sense between gas molecules, attractive force is there. That's why we are able to convert gas into liquid. If attraction is there, how do we say? If attraction is there, gas molecules will come closer. Gas molecules are coming closer in the sense automatically what happens? Volume of gas is less, no?